So here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. What's up, Thor Mode 9? It's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles, and it is Tuesday, the 2nd of September, AD 2025. And I will get to your calls, is the plan. Oh, you got my text about Studio 8 suddenly cut out, but I don't know. Who knows? Hopefully it's just a glitch. And so we're going to get going here. Yeah, let's see. I hear nothing.
You said you're trying it already?
Yeah, I'm trying it right now. And I do not hear it. Is there some... Oh, duh. I know why. Maybe that was me all along. I'm Boomer Hake. You may be wondering, what is that racket? That is racket from, of all places, beautiful Beverly Hills. Where the views expressed on this show do not represent Hake, me, okay? Bond, GLP. I don't even represent myself. You can call in, and you don't represent me either. You snakes in the snake pit, and callers in the collar pit, and super chatters in the super chatter pit, coffees in the coffee pit. Take everything that you hear and see with a grain of salt, and don't be so quick to judge people over stuff they say. My goodness. You kidding me? Lord have mercy. Your mind gets so busy. Didn't you hear Jesse Lee Peterson in church? Stop interpreting people. Do what you want, of course. It's a woman thing to do, and not a good type of woman. Shout out. I'm live on pilled.net and punchy.tv and probably X. And, of course, what's up, guys? Why are you telling me that? Why did you tell me that? Cloud Pops. Anyway, as I started to say, you can call in. You're welcome to call in. 1-888-775-3773. It's the same phone number. I'm in the same studio as Jesse, Jesse. 888-775-3773. Thank you for the coffees. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP, /The Hake Report. JLP Talk is Jesse's. And you can, whatever. You can just go to thehakereport.com and like that. Like that. And I think we're pretty much set to go. So, anyway, everybody, shall we get going? Let's hope that this plays right.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I'm fine. I got this shirt on. I saw somebody else on Instagram actually wearing it after I already had it. And I won't tell you where I got it, which is telling you where I got it. I have some amusing things to cover and stuff. Let me get right off the bat, though, to a super chat, if you don't mind. Whatever, a couple of super chats, actually. Caesar or Cesar bought 3 coffees. Sup, Hake, I don't know if this is true, but I saw a tweet on X reporting the 3 people who died in the Florida. Oh, that was in Florida. I guess I knew that. that the 3 people who died in Florida because the illegal truck driver were actually, you know, the guy did the outrageous U-turn, and these 3 people crashed into his underside and died, according to the report, were actually illegal Haitians. What the? JLP voice. I had heard they were Haitians. I didn't know that they were illegals. And I don't know if they are illegals. But I heard from somebody around here, and I don't know if it's true, but I heard from somebody that they were Haitian immigrants. And immigrant could mean illegal, because people use immigrant because they don't want to call them illegal. So who knows? We have so many illegals, they're killing each other by coincidence. What a coinkydink. Yeah, what a mess, huh? And then they leave us the paperwork and to argue about. Question for you, Hake. What's your opinion on certain classic rock songs being played backwards and hearing demonic messages in them, on them? I don't put much stock into it. It seems like too much work. They wouldn't have done that. I don't think. Do you advise people not to listen to those songs? No, I don't advise that. It's fine. You can listen to classic rock. Just calm down. Just be aware that music played frontwards is the language of Satan, including so-called Christian music, I will have you know. Because all it does is pull on your emotions, and it's like worshiping God the way that people worship a girl, which is not the way that you're supposed to worship God, actually. You know? They worship God emotionally, the way that they worship girls emotionally. You know, a guy will worship a girl, a gal, with whom he has a romantic interest. And it's so phony. So, but I don't advise that you stop listening to Christian music or devil music. It's all devil music. That's why I say all musicians are liberals. Except for that unlistenable music, metal drummer Chris from California. That is unlistenable devil music. That is actually godly. I'm kidding around. But the metal music is more unlistenable, and it's technical, and it's technical excellence, and there's really no point to it other than appreciating the technical excellence. Sometimes it is catchy, though, if it's done well. So that is its own thing. And rap also. No, rap is actually music. It's satanic, too. We joke that rap is not music, and therefore Big Bump is not a liberal because he's not a musician. He's a rapper. Anyway, on a similar note, I was watching, all jokes, okay, all kidding around. On a similar note, I was watching, this is still Cesar's 3 coffees, okay? He buys 3 coffees so they can be extra long. And then Popcorn is a hater, so his single coffee can be extra long because haters are interesting. On a similar note, I was watching Get a Job's JLP Savage Moments. Shout out to Get a Job. And one clip featured you playing a rock song, guessing, during a break on the show. Next thing I heard was Jesse telling you you're fired for playing what he called devil music. Do you remember that happening? Laughing face with tears coming out sideways. Be safe, my peoples, he says. I vaguely recall that. Was that on my own show that I played a devil music, which was Christian devil music? It was Christian metal from like Norway or somewhere. Probably liberals. I don't think I played it on the JLP show. Yeah, okay. Funny, man. Right on. I do recall Jesse storming in. I don't think I'll be able to pull it up right here. Get a job. Is it Get a Job or Get a Job 1? Okay. Yeah. So follow Get a Job. Let's see. Has he been active at all? Not for about a year. He's I think he's doing well. There's Anchor Baby. Parts 76, Ultimate Savage Moments, parts 76 through 100. He did Jesse Lee Peterson Savage Moments, part 100, a year ago. And he's the original clips guy. And we don't disclose whether we know him, whether we met him or anything. But anyway, he's a supportive guy, but he's been busy or something. Shout out. Yeah, JLP footage licensed by Bond. He has our blessing. Nice. And Teespring, he has a Teespring account too. And Teespring may be functioning again. I'm not sure. FYI. I certainly have received, I think, perhaps all of my Teespring things. Aries 112 coffees. Thank you very much, sir. Here's some gas money for the moped, my spiritual brother. White hands, bumping fists emoji. Thank you, Aries 1. That's cool and very generous. Thank you. Much grass. Muchas gracias. Much gas, as in gasoline. Or for you commies, you Globo Homo Europeans, petrol, or something like that. And I don't disclose whether or not I have a moped or what type it is, or if the tags are expired or anything, okay? Don't even try to dox. Stop it. Well, thank you guys. That was fun. I would like to get to Jermaine in Canada on the line here. Jermaine, are you there? Jermaine. I don't know if he's here. Hey.
Yeah, sorry.
No worries.
Yeah. How have you been, man?
I've been well.
Oh, yeah, we chat yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I was like, why are you asking me that? We just talked yesterday.
I forgot.
It does feel so long ago. We had a holiday yesterday, a communist socialist Labor Day holiday. And I guess in both of our countries, huh? Canada and America.
Yeah. That's what I was like, oh, we chat yesterday. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm calling about that lady that Jesse played on his show earlier. I kind of hear in and out of that little clip because
okay, so let me catch the people up because this was interesting to me as well. On the Jesse Lee Peterson show, JLP, I presume, I gather, and based on notes from Derek, you're talking about Rashida Tlaib, the Palestinian ghetto woman. She seems like one of the Mexican mothers of my high school friends. No one in particular, okay? But just cussing, trashy, borderline my age / middle-aged. Am I middle-aged? Not yet. Kind of. I look like it. Starting. But anyway, this Rashida Tlaib woman from Palestine, anchor baby to Detroit, I guess, is talking about she didn't say intifada, but somebody else did. And she's talking about Israel and all kinds of mess. And says, we're in the government, because she is a congressman, a female congressman. And she's been crazy, accusing them of being genociders when she's the one supporting, as somebody in the chat said, she's the one supporting genocide against the whites. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I just want the American people to know that she literally says it, right? She's going to force the government to take part in this. And if not, she's pretty much declaring war on you people. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this was posted by the Studio on X, who talking about here. Let's play it.
City that raised me makes me.
Here, let's go ahead and play this since you brought it up.
I like to remind people that I'm not just a typical Palestinian. I'm a falaha.
Whatever that means. That's Palestinian. Whoa. That's Palestinian talk. I don't know. Shout out.
Y'all, this incredible, beautiful city that raised me makes me emotional because you need to know this is the city that sent the granddaughter of Shama Dajani from Beit Hanina.
Whoa.
The granddaughter of Muftiya and Isa Abdullah.
A whole bunch of ego stuff about, this is typical woman stuff. This is why I say people who get all into their heritage and stuff like that, it's sort of woman vanity, identity, ego stuff. Anyway, here she continues.
From Beit al-Foka.
Whoa.
They sent this granddaughter of Palestine to the United States Congress.
So she's a Philistine.
Detroit sent the descendant of
People's Conference for Palestine. It's a communist, people's means communist, okay? And then there's a picture of, what is that, Israel or Palestine? I don't know.
Abdullah,
Oh.
Isa, who wouldn't leave his land even after they shot him multiple times. They thought they could kill us, rape us, imprison us, violently uproot us from our olive tree farms, starve our children to death, and we would disappear. Well, guess what? Now we're in Congress, and we're every corner of the United States. Y'all, they just don't get it. They just don't get it. They will never truly comprehend, Ya Jama'ah, even after 7 decades, that we aren't going anywhere. We are just getting started. I want to say to all of them, every genocide enabler, look at this rooms, motherfuckers.
Whoops.
Whoa.
Sorry, kids, ladies. I forgot. Because Derek has some decency and he pre-bleeps the clips.
Ain't going anywhere.
And they're all excited. Not very ladylike. She's snapping. Why are you snapping? They're all excited. There's men in this audience too, not just women. Grown males.
We are just growing and growing and growing.
Psycho. So you wanted to talk about that. Sorry about that, kids and ladies. Yes.
She's
That's what she said about
grow.
Trump, by the way. Pardon my interruption. When she first got elected, she was at some bar with her young children in there. I think it was a bar. And said, we're going to impeach the MFer about Trump. About what? She doesn't have a clue why she's going to impeach Trump. But a nasty woman. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. She's definitely into her ethnic background for sure.
Yeah. And that's a woman thing to be.
Yeah.
A female thing to be.
Very ambitious about it because she ended up in Congress. And an ambitious person. I'm watching like a couple movies now about a little bit these people are ambitious.
Yeah.
And it kind of highlight what Jesse's saying. They will do anything to get to where they want. And it doesn't matter who's in their way.
Interesting. You talk about ambition, and it's typical of a foreigner woman to be like this, an overachiever, or a woman, period, to be kind of an overachiever. I'm using the term overachiever kind of loosely. Who's that? Judge Sparkle. Oh, Lord. Okay. Sparkle Suknanan. She's of Indian heritage, India, but Trinidadian and Tobagonian born, so-called American lawyer, judge woman. And this is the same type of story to me. I don't know much about her mindset other than just by profiling her. Probably she has a nasty, like you said, what did you call it? Ambitious. Into her heritage mindset. Appointed by Biden, I think, which is Obama.
You know the funniest thing, Hake? When these, especially Colombians, I've noticed too, because I had an ex-girlfriend, she's Colombian, and I didn't know at the time how traumatized, I have an idea that she was traumatized because she told me about her past.
Yeah.
But it was something different, but because they have the impression that it's the American white people that are oppressing them in their own country. And she crossed the border kind of illegally, but now they're solidified. But because of that, they carry this hatred in their heart for the white people in Canada and America, and they're not taking any responsibility, that realizing that they're the one that caused their country to be that way, because they vote these leaders in
Right.
that only want power and control, and they control them and let them keep voting for them and keep painting these countries as the oppressors, when, well, maybe your government that you vote in is not competent enough to make a good deal when it goes up against Trump. But whose fault is that? And it kind of reminded me of Canada too, when Corny went and meet Trump, and Trump made good points, but he can't make a deal with Trump because he knows he's in the wrong. And then he used the Canadian people against Trump and let them have hatred. It's kind of crazy, right?
It is.
So
it is. It's so interesting. It reminds me of, there's this woman who's from also kind of India woman. I've debated her before, Stardust, and I've had her on my show, and I didn't really debate her then. But Stardust she's a streamer, a fellow YouTuber, I guess. And she was blaming Britain for the situation between Israel and Palestine. Because, Britain had a hand. You can say they share a little bit of the blame, because Britain had a hand in meddling and creating the situation originally. But the problem more directly is the people there who are creating their own situation.
Yeah, the government.
Same thing with the south of the border, Colombia and all that. Way south. The type of people over there are what create the conditions. It's kind of like blacks saying, oh, they kept us in the ghetto. Yeah, but who's making the ghetto? You are. Because Egyptians kept the ancient Israelites in a single location, and the ancient Israelites created a thriving place, according to the story. And so you can either create ghetto or a thriving place when you're put in a situation by other people, so-called. Interesting, man.
And the Pharaoh, well, his son, I mean, the guy, he only wanted to destroy what is it called?
Oh, yeah, the Pharaoh in the Bible?
Yeah, he wants to destroy them because it was out of fear.
Right.
And he created a mess after.
True. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So yeah, back to the point where I was making, that she had a lot of trauma, and she would blame
your girlfriend,
the white people,
your ex-girlfriend,
ex. She was crazy, man, and I was crazy too to be with her.
Of course,
that's kind of crazy, right?
Aren't we all?
And she would cry all the time, and I'll try to comfort her. Better.
And so she was illegal at the time. Or former illegal from Colombia?
Yeah.
She'd fixed it?
Formally, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, formally. And it made me realize by finding Jessie that she's just like her mom, So it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But, yeah, these and then they end up in what do you call it, in government. Because these white people, you white people, you guys don't want to be called racist.
Terrible.
And now these people are going to destroy you because they have no love.
Yeah.
And it's true what the Bible says, like, these kids, they'll grow up to be oppressors because they're in government and they're still being ruled over by the spirit of their mother. They're being controlled, and they don't even realize it.
True.
Yeah,
that
man.
is so true, man. That's why you don't even really have to know what's going on in politics specifically. You don't even necessarily have to know all the ins and outs of what's going on in the world. Although it's kind of fun and it's kind of interesting, and you can see the root of it. If you can see the root of it, you can kind of see what's coming, or what you can understand what's going on and why.
Yeah.
People are evil. Including Rashida Tlaib, thinking that she's better than the Israeli genociders, so-called. What a mess.
I can't wait for Trump to get into Chicago. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
'Cause that guy is crazy.
Brandon Johnson, the socialist mayor, the black dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's crazy. That guy's crazy.
Yeah.
I hope Mark call in on this. Be interesting to hear what he has to say.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, thank you, Jermaine.
right.
Appreciate it, man. Great call.
All right, thank me.
Good topic.
Bye. Cheers.
Bye. Speaking of Mark in L.A., Mark, thank you for calling. What, man? You're live.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Hank?
Doing well, man.
I got a couple things. This Sparkle judge, this subhuman that was put on the bench.
I
No, really,
disavow.
she's garbage, man. No, the reason I say that is because I saw her interviewed when Biden nominated her. Josh Hawley and Senator Cruz just exposed her for the white-hating demon that she really is.
Did you see like a recent clip, like reposted of that or something?
No, I saw it when it happened,
Wow.
probably
Good
about
for
a
you.
year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was done. I remember her ugly face. And I'm telling you, these people,
me
man, they are as evil and as white-hating as you could be. These Indians. I don't care about Vivek.
Yeah, she's of India descent, although she was born in
I mean, you
Trinidad.
can tell it. I was going to say you could smell it, but you can tell it by looking at her.
That's mean.
No,
ahead.
I couldn't be mean enough to that evil thing. Now, the next thing is Trump needs to ignore her. He needs to keep the guard here, tell her to go to hell. Excuse my language. But he needs to defy these criminal judges. They're nothing but, what would you call it, tyrants, basically. And the comment from your last caller to see what I had to say about the guard moving into Chicago, I think it has to happen. And I've told you before the chronology of how we got to where we're at. Prior to the 60s, Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, and these other cities that are now in decay were white-run and civilized. After the riots of the civil rights movement, they became black majority cities with black mayors, and that's why we are where we're at today.
So
And,
that's Rashida Tlaib, born in Detroit, supposedly, right?
Yeah. Well, she's a
Detroit anchor baby.
Right. And that's why, as much as I think Israel's wrong, I think it has no reason to exist. I think she's worse. Her and her people are actually worse.
Yep.
I don't like either side. I don't care what they do to each other. But if you had, as a white man, as a Christian, and I've said this before, I would be safer in Israel than I would in any Arab brown-skinned country. They hate us.
Yeah.
This Sparkle judge hates us. Tlaib hates white people. It's all based on race. Forget the politics. It's all based on getting whitey. The other thing that I wanted to say, and I'll let you go, I'll be quick. On one of your competitors, I wish you'd let me name him, but I know you won't. He had a clip and a little bit of reminiscence or whatever you want to call it on J.B. Stoner. He played a clip on his show that I hadn't seen in decades. I forgot about it. Should have mentioned it on your show. JB ran for U.S. Senator in 1972. And at that time, we had something called the Fairness Doctrine, where, for example, if somebody called you a racist, you were allowed to go on TV and refute it.
Okay.
And that's what he did when he ran for senator. I can't repeat what he said on your air, but it was allowed to be aired in full on television. I remember seeing it on the CBS Evening News. That was in 1972, and it was an inspiration. He ended up with only 10% of the vote, but for an open racist, even in Georgia, that was pretty good. If anybody wants to Google it, it's J.B. Stoner 1972 in a commercial running for U.S. Senate. One of the things he said, and I won't say the bad word, he said the only reason the Negroes want integration is because they want our white women. And he had a giant Confederate flag behind him. And you should have read the comments. Every comment loved him. Every person that commented on him loved him. That's where I actually got to know who he was, from that TV commercial. It was a news item, but it ran unabridged on Georgia TV that year. And that's when I fell in love with J.B. Stoner. And I don't mean that in a perverted way. You know what I mean.
I got you.
I mean, you got people in the chat that are going to twist it because they're twisted people.
Indeed.
But yeah, that was something you may want to look into. I mean, it'll motivate you. It's a good motivator to see how things used to be. And finally, I would say, you know, how the Negroes and all the other colored invaders are calling us racist. Wear it with a badge of honor, because that's their only trump card. It's calling us a racist. That's all they got. And all the Jews got is anti-Semitism. And all the Arabs got is Islamophobia. All made up garbage words to instill a guilt in the white man.
Right.
And the caller before, and I'll end here, the caller before, you wanted me to comment on the Guard. I think the Guard should be in every major black-run city. And all the criminals should be arrested and the judges ignored. Let's see what they want to do about it if we ignore their judges.
I think only Congress can take action if he ignores the judge's orders.
Well, who knows?
Because the judges can't do anything. The Congress it would be up to Congress to decide whether or not to do anything about it.
Like, well, you can't depend on them.
No, I'm talking about do anything. I'm talking about do anything about it if Trump were to ignore them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I can say this. In Little Rock, Arkansas, they didn't need congressional approval or the approval of some cornball judge to send the National Guard or Army and to force white people to integrate with these people.
Yeah.
And if they could do it without a judge, why does Trump have to need a judge, especially a despicable woman like Sparkle, who doesn't even belong in this country? We got a foreign-born judge telling an American elected president what he can and can't do. And there's past precedent for presidents to send in the National Guard. They did it in Detroit in 67. They did it in Newark in 67. They did it in Watts in 65. And they did it in Little Rock in 57. So there is past precedent for presidents to send in the Guard without approval from Congress or some corrupt judge.
Nice.
That's just something I want your audience to know. Anyway, good show. Hey, God bless, and keep up the good work.
All right, Mark. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So I'd like to before I get back to the calls, everybody, I would like to peruse the news a little bit with you guys. You haters, you idealistic, thinking you're thinking for yourself, suckers. That's interesting. Why doesn't it have extra space there? Our greatest president, Trump, he wants answers about the China virus schmaxine. You know, the vaxx that he made? Here, let's find out. Crazy stuff going on. You know what's crazy? Before I get to that, in Afghanistan, they had the earthquake, and it's been a crazy situation because the Taliban took over, because Biden botched the situation. The situation was under control. Nobody was dying. There was nothing wrong with Americans to have a station there. I don't think if we're going to have a station in places which the American government has opted to do, might as well have it stationed in a place that's well situated. And I heard that this place was well situated. There was a lifelong Democrat voter who decided that he's voting for Trump the moment that Biden botched the pullout of Afghanistan. It wasn't war anymore. There wasn't Americans getting killed anymore. At least I don't think there was. Correct me if I'm wrong if there was. I disclaim. Take everything with a grain of salt. But 1,100 people killed in that earthquake. Yesterday I said it was 800. Well, add 300 to that. And 3,200 injured. I told you yesterday it was 2,500. So a bunch of people injured from that earthquake. 6.0 magnitude. Where have there been aftershocks? Sometimes aftershocks can they be bigger than the original? I don't know. I don't see why not. Maybe not. Mm-hmm. The war-ravaged country, because the Taliban took back over, and they're calling it a humanitarian crisis. Look at all this money that the do-gooders have been giving. They used to give $3.8 billion in 2022. And that's the aid has declined to 767 million in 2025. And is the Taliban, are they good capitalists or communists or socialists or whatever? What are they? Usually if you're a Muslim, you're a socialist, right? That's what I heard from Bill Lockwood. And Bill Lockwood, I think, is a pretty reliable source, generally. Shout out. Regular appearances on the, toward the end of the month on the Jesse Lee Peterson show on like Wednesdays nowadays, I think. Used to be Country and Western Tuesdays. But now it's 767 million, which is plenty. That's like more than 750 million, right? But it used to be nearly 4 billion back in 2022. And that was right after the pullout still. The Biden's botched pullout. Remember when people were trying to jump on the plane and then falling from the plane? One guy got caught up in the wheel well thing. Not the wheel well, but the landing gear or something like that. Ugh, horrific. I think 13 Americans got killed, if I remember right. I'm not going to look it up because it doesn't. The point is, it was a mess created by Biden, and these people can't run their country to be self-sufficient. They need all this help. The Taliban are asking for international help. Crazy. And these do-gooders are giving it to them. But they're giving less, and you know why? Because, look, the Taliban seized power in 2021 because Biden gave it to them and gave them a bunch of our weapons too, right? That's what I heard. And trucks and things, tanks and whatever. I wonder if that's our helicopter. Watch, look at this. That's one of those guys. That's not a Taliban necessarily, but that's a man walking past a damaged house following an earthquake in Afghanistan. Look at those. Look at that. That's a nicely built house, huh? Not necessarily. Rocks everywhere. Beautiful mountainous Afghanistan. I never knew it was mountainous. Is that one of our helicopters that we gave to them? I'm wondering. I don't know. Maybe Israel should have bombed them like they bombed Syria after Syria lost Assad. Assad went to like Russia. But look, they're trying to help the people. Look at how they dress. It must be practical over there. Crazy, huh? Okay, there's another picture here. What does it say? Volunteers, pardon the ugly ad, my opinion. Volunteers and emergency crews tended to injured survivors in the Mazar Dara village, eastern Afghanistan, September 1st, after a powerful quake. 6.0, I guess it's powerful. Struck, you know, there was like an 8 point something off the coast of, what was it, Japan or China or something? Or Russia? And it was supposed to send a tsunami over to us. South Asian country. Afghanistan is South Asia. Did you know? I thought it was the Middle East. Or is that also called the Middle East? Beats me. Overnight on Sunday. Don't know much about geography. Look it up, kids. That's your homework for right now. Earthquake epicenter. Not far from, not too, I mean, Kabul is just outside of that yellowish area, which is affected earthquake area, I guess, slightly. Okay, there's more pictures. That's why I wanted. That's supposedly a boy, even though it looks like a young grown man. An Afghan boy, perhaps young man, I would call it young man, but maybe he's under 18, so they call him boy. They're trying to globalize if you're a kid and you're a kid past 12, you're still a kid even though you're over 12. An Afghan boy carries a baby's shrouded body, that's a little baby supposedly, through the ruins of a damaged house of the Mazar Dara village, hard-hit Kumar province, eastern Afghanistan, Monday. Cool, huh? I mean, crazy. It's cool to see what their area is like. It's crazy to see the damage, and it's kind of cool. I don't know. You don't have to go there. You can see what it's like. Look at that guy. I don't know if you can see him that well. What a mess. So the Taliban are calling for appealing to the world for more aid to support relief efforts. Few countries have stepped up. And you know why? It's all because of feminism. Watch. The situation has only gotten worse since Taliban seized power. They can't run things that well, and nobody likes them. Especially things have gotten worse, supposedly, they say, for women and girls whose rights. I'm saying this very mockingly, but I don't know what they mean by that. Have been stripped away by the militant group. Whatever that means. In response, many humanitarian... Let me search. Women and girls. There we go. Persecution of women and girls. That's what they call it. The White House halted more than $1.7 billion of American aid contracts supporting dozens of programs in Afghanistan. The UK, France, Germany swiftly followed suit. Humanitarian aid shrank down from that's like less than a quarter of what it was. I think, if my mental guessing math estimates. They do not teach us what we need. That's not abuse. Inside the expansion of religious schools for girls across Afghanistan. Anyway, my point is not to defend the Taliban. My point is mainly to scoff at this women and girls feminism stuff. Because they try to go after Iran. Oh, women in Iran have to wear hijabs, and so they're turning feminist and protesting. Two devils fighting. Just call me Mark. I don't like either one. I like them all, okay? Unlike Mark, I like them all. The women and girls and the governments of Afghanistan and Iran. But I think this meddling stuff is evil. It reminds me, honestly, of the meddling in evil South Africa. South Africa got worse because of our meddling, because we thought they were abusing the blacks. Now they're abusing the whites and the blacks and everybody. Because he turned it black communist, which is completely incompetent and completely corrupt. So that's why I scoff. Also in Sudan, it's a mess. 1,000 people killed in a landslide, destroyed a village in western Sudan, but the Sudan has had that civil war going on. Sudan is in Africa, right? I don't know. Men and boys have been targeted. Thank you. Finally, Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, talking about the men and boys being targeted and slain on ethnic grounds. And women and girls have been R-worded, aped, raid, which is not right, abducted and forced into marriage. Infrastructure eliminated. 14 million people fleeing. It's a huge mess. So anyway, as I was saying, Trump is raising questions, fresh questions, about the China virus schmaxines. You guys thought he's not listening to his base. He's a vaccine salesman. You people, you idealist people, you thinking the worst of people. Trump, always consistent. Says many people think they are a miracle. The schmacks that he came up with Operation Warp Speed. Many people think they are a miracle that saved capital M millions of lives. Others disagree. He posted on Truth Social. With the CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, being ripped apart over this question about the schmacks, I want the answer, and I want it now, said Trump. Except he said it with more authority that I can't muster for you guys. But now, sorry, Jesse. I hit the studio table. I want it now. He wrote on Truth Social on Monday. truthsocial.com/real Donald Trump. Is that what that says? Oh, Lord, that's hake. But Trump, and he posts so much that I'm probably not, I don't know if I'm going to find it. CDC. Here, let's search again. CDC. Come on, where are you? I feel like it's found it, but it's not scrolling to it. We need a Mac. We don't need these boomer computers. Bill. Okay. I don't know. I'm perusing his Truth Social. You can peruse his Truth Social on your own time. And anyway, he's questioning the vaxx. He's questioning the vaxx, the efficacy and stuff. Our greatest president. You know, he put RFK Jr. as head of the HHS, which is good. A man who thinks differently. They got rid of that Susan Monarez gal. Let me see that picture of her again. Okay, yeah. So, has she even left, or is she still trying to fight just like that black female who's trying to fight? And then I'll get to your calls, guys. Thank you for hanging on there. You know that evil woman Lisa Cook at the Fed? I understand Lisa Cook's. Is that her? Yeah, it is. I just don't recognize her bangs. Are those her? Is that her natural hair? I'm chuckling because I'm getting to William the third coming up shortly here. Lisa Cook, she doesn't want to leave. To Popcorn's Thump Kegs chat, he's super chat about me and thinking that, oh, she was not targeted. Trump just found that she committed maybe allegedly some type of mortgage fraud thing where she claimed 2 different houses in 2 different states are her primary residence. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think only one residence can be your primary residence, unless you're flying back and forth all the time and sleeping all day in one place and sleeping all night in the other place. I don't get it. It seems like she lied because some of these loans and things, these mortgage loans, are like, oh, this has to be your primary residence. And people lie about that a lot. And she allegedly, they're claiming, I heard, lied about it. And that one I understand because that's a fraudulent. You're scamming to get a better deal. It's sort of a victimless crime you could claim. I could understand that. Whereas they're claiming that Trump was the supposed falsifying business records where he overestimated how much Mar-a-Lago is worth, and some judge deemed it to be like worth 15 million or something like that when it's really worth 50 million or something like that. And Scott Adams, who knows stuff about buying property, I would imagine, said that the bank deems it something different and calls it a difference of opinion. And these tax people call it something else. People just have differences of opinion on how much a home is worth or a piece of land is worth. So Trump's thing wasn't even falsified. Hers, allegedly, was, and that one is a much more understandable crime than Trump's supposed felonies. Ridiculous. So anyway, with Trump's felonies, nobody can really explain them to where anybody understands it. Anybody normal. An egghead might be like, but normal people can see through the mess. I don't want to say a bad word. The kids have already been subjected to Rashida Tlaib's bad words. So anyway, Trump thinking differently. Hey, questioning his own schmacks. And I didn't know, but you know how I was making fun of this CDC guy, glasses, erasing trans people. I don't know if this will work. Dr. Dimitri Deskalakis. Dimitri Deskalakis. What is that? Official known for his work with LGBTQ plus communities. He said they're erasing trans people. Thank you, far left extremist Google AI. Here, look. Yeah, yep, this guy. So I'm like, oh, there's one guy who looks like he's at least fit, you know, as opposed to fat. But I forgot that fit people are sometimes LGBTQ plus, or their allies, at least, so-called communist buzzword allies. And he was on like MS Now saying, Trump is trying to erase, and this guy is trying to erase trans people. Erase. That's why I called myself a wind-up toy, because this guy is so clearly a wind-up toy, and he's the National Monkeypox Response Team member. Oh, Google. Based Google, calling it monkeypox. You're not supposed to call it that, right? Monkeypox is what certain people get. Sometimes. I wish I could play like a video of him, but I don't have one handy for you. But anyway, just take my word for it. He said in somewhat of an effeminate voice. I'm not calling him anything. I'm just saying that his voice is not manly, complaining about making up this, repeating this line, this unoriginal line, erasing trans people. The first time I ever heard that was from some American Indian woman who became like a member of Congress or Department of Deb Haaland in the Biden administration, like Secretary of the Interior or something embarrassing. Deb Haaland, he's erasing trans people. Just SJW, cringy language. Anyway, our greatest president, Trump. In your face, you people who complaining about vaxx daddy. The FDA approved the updated China virus vaccines, but only for adults 65 and older. Exactly. That makes sense. Younger people with certain medical condition that put them on higher risk for severe China virus infection. That makes sense. Don't recommend it for everybody across the board. It doesn't make sense to me. Not that I know anything. But even without knowing anything, we think we all have a little bit of common sense. Even though most of us are separated from it. Those who fall outside the parameters and still want communist buzzword access to the vaccine must get it prescribed off-label. Unclear if insurance companies will pay for it. So they're all about getting free stuff, free schmacks, which may not even necessarily be good for you if you, certain cases, many cases. What a mess. I'm going to keep it moving. William III in California is on the line here. Thank you for bearing with me, William. How you doing?
That's all right. You had to report the news.
Nice.
Yeah. There's three Arleigh Burke destroyers out there in the Caribbean?
Oh, really? Is that a type of American ship?
Yeah.
Right on.
It's a destroyer.
Nice.
You know who Arleigh Burke is, right?
Arleigh Burke.
I told you about him.
I'm a bad student.
They named the ship after him. He was a commander of the Navy back in the day.
So Arleigh Burke, spell it.
Arleigh Burke?
Yeah.
A-R, what's that, A-R?
L-E-I-G-H?
Yeah.
Burke, B-U-R-K-E class destroyer. So it's not just one single ship. It's a whole class of destroyers.
Just put it this way. Remember those big old battleships we had back in World War II?
Yeah, we used to play Battleship and
okay, well that thing is half the size of a battleship, but it's more powerful.
Awesome. Small and spry.
Right. So there's three of those out there. Where's this trouble? What country is that?
You said in the Caribbean, huh?
No, what's that Central American country that we're having trouble with right now next to Colombia?
Oh, Bolivia or... I think I saw it on Drudge. Is it
Venezuela?
Oh, yeah, it could be Venezuela. I was thinking about Bolsonaro. Where's Bolsonaro from?
I'm not sure about that. It's probably down there. Well, Guyana.
I was thinking Brazil. I was thinking Bolsonaro's Brazil. Bolsonaro's supposedly maybe a good guy.
Well, you know what borders that is Guyana. That's where the Jonestown massacre was. That's actually a black country. And then you got Colombia.
Oh, in Guyana.
Yeah, they said they're not helping. They said they're going to support Trump. So they don't want none.
Wait, who said they're going to support Trump? Oh, that's Trump.
Guyana and Colombia.
Nice.
You're on your own. You got 3 destroyers on your coastline and a nuclear submarine. So you're on your own.
So what's going on in Venezuela?
Their president is threatening war against the United States.
Oh, Nicolas Maduro? The U.S. is seeking regime change through military threat, he claims, amid the Caribbean.
You sit there and you sit there 45 minutes covering stupidity and how this went past you. You look at CNN News.
Right, CNN doesn't tell me anything.
No. I don't know why you look at it. It's been on the bottom for 33 years.
That's funny. I don't know. I don't know why.
Who's that?
You know why? I bet you I know why. Because all the haters have been hating on CNN. And so when they hated on CNN, they signal boosted CNN.
They're terrible. Them and MSNBC.
Right.
Both.
MSNBC I already knew was a joke. But CNN was, I didn't know was a total joke.
Oh, you didn't know?
Right.
Crying Negro Network? You didn't know that?
Yeah. I know that they're a joke objectively, but in terms of their competence, I think of AP and Reuters as being far left extremist, but AP and Reuters are more, they cover everything.
You're getting news from a network that hired Don Lemon.
Yeah, good point. And they put him front and center.
And where was Joy Reid? Where was she over at MSNBC, right?
Yeah.
Don't nobody look at those news stations. What's wrong with you?
Anyway,
man, let's just get down to business, man. Okay?
All
because
right.
I heard you sat there yesterday. I'm up here in the country, and I just listened to you yesterday. I'm up in the wine country. Okay, because I got a problem up here. I got a coyote, and I went and got me a permit to kill him.
Yeah.
But they don't really come out till night. And so I kind of got a little problem here. I got too much gun, got a 30-06 AR-15, and a shotgun. They said, man, that's way too much gun for a coyote. So it's like I got to get something real small, like a 22 rifle, and probably get some thermal imaging, but that stuff is expensive, those scopes that could show up something at night. Well, he's threatening the little calves. I don't know if you knew that. Coyotes can kill calves.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. If enough of them.
If the calf is between 24 and 48 hours old, or just maybe a week or so.
It doesn't have its legs yet?
Yeah, a coyote can drag him away and kill him, So I got a little problem, with that. But I stayed away from home. Like yesterday was 107, so I said I'm going up to Santa Rosa. The hell with that. It's too hot. Yeah.
Yeah, very hot out. It's supposed to be 90 today where we are, and it's never 90. Well, it's hot over there too. Yeah. I live in the valley, so it's 100. It was 107 yesterday. So. Wow.
Yeah. Listen. So you mean to tell me, because I got a couple of things for you. I am so proud that Rick and Gregatron and I, and along with Mark, were inducted in the Coon Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So that'd be what? Larry Elder, Jesse Lee Peterson, Shelby Steele, Walter Williams, Thomas Sowell, Ben Carson, and Herman Cain. That's good company. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Thank
right
you for
on. Yeah.
Okay. You were talking about the guard and military going into town, and that goofball in Dayton, Ohio, don't know how to research nothing, was telling you something about prison numbers. First of all, because she's dragging her numbers.
You know what's funny?
First of
she
all,
brought up Rick, and she
Wait a
could not debunk Rick at all. Go ahead. Sorry.
she can't debunk anything because she has any sense, dude. You sit there and entertain yourself. She doesn't even know that you're making fun of her. So here's the deal. There's more white people in prisons because there's more white people in the country.
Nice.
And the blacks are actually overrepresented.
Indeed, they are.
All right?
Yeah, Big
That's the
Bumps
first.
texted me after my conversation with Maze, or maybe during,
Mm-hmm.
and he's
Big Bump should be in the coon. He should be in the coon club too.
indeed he should.
Yeah.
He's like, today I realized overrepresentation and per capita are hard pills to swallow for most.
She doesn't know what that
blacks.
means. You're talking to
SMH.
somebody who doesn't know. She's trying.
I'll
to
tell you
trying to
one thing. I
research.
bet you they do know what it means. They just pretend
No, they
not to know.
don't. No, they don't. She sat there a whole weekend
Yeah.
holding on to a thought she had Friday that you didn't let her get on the phone and say that she made sure she came Monday with that weak statement.
Yeah.
First of all, the military's going in. They're on their getting ready to go to Chicago. That's getting ready to happen. I pulled up the numbers for Chicago. This is what has been going on in Chicago. This is from the police department there. They just don't have the representation as politicians to back them up, and they're actually 700 police officers short.
700 police officers short in Chicago?
Yes.
I believe that because they're so anti-police over there. Who wants to be a cop?
Right. Okay, here are the numbers for the city of Chicago, which, by the way, shout out to Rick. He's right. Blue cities and red states. Here's an example. Here's a blue city and a red state, Chicago, Illinois. The month of August, shot and killed, 31. Shot and wounded, 171. Total shot, 202. Homicides for the month of August was 34. The week in progress, your favorite caller wouldn't know anything about that statement. The week in progress from the August the 24th to August the 30th, that's the weekend, that's the holiday week.
Yeah. Going into the holiday, yep.
They kept the stat for that week. There were 7 people shot and killed. There were 19 people wounded. And a total shot was 26, and they had 8 murders. So that means if they had shot and killed 7, that's 1 that got strangled. The next thing you have down below that is the year to date. She doesn't know what that means either. The year to date means this year. They have 236 murders. They have 1,071 wounded, and they have a total shot of 1,307 people with 283 murders in the city of Chicago.
What a mess. But it's under control.
Right. Then you got this other idiot that's almost 100 years old acting stupid on the phone the other day. Steve, let me address something to Steve. Thank you for letting us be coons. Steve, nobody wants to hear about your East German speed skater that weighs over 100 and something pounds. That means she's a free safety. Okay? She's a free safety, not even a cornerback. She's a free safety, small linebacker.
Hey, that's it. He's a widower now.
That's a shot. That's straight to him. Straight to him. You want the smoke? You got the smoke. So there it is. So what do you think about these numbers, man?
Chicago needs Trump.
Next on the list is L.A. and Oakland.
I would love. You know what I heard, and I don't know if it's true. I feel like I heard on the radio that Newsom is bringing his own guard, California National Guard, to try to deal with the crime, kind of copying Trump.
Why is he always copying Trump? He wants to do this when he knows the big guys are coming. You know, he knows that he can't do anything with Trump.
Yeah.
He knows that. So and in Karen Bass, she's sitting there looking like a puppet. You know, they're all ridiculous. Jasmine Guy, what is going on with her?
Who? Jasmine Crockett?
Yeah, Crockett. Yeah, what's happening with her?
I don't keep up with her,
She's
man.
getting ready to be done.
I'm done with her.
with her, you got her with her. She's got a lazy eye. If you look at her pictures, she's got one eye bigger than the other one. The
That's
other
cute.
one, shut up. Come on. Letitia James, she's cockeyed. This one here, Crockett, she's got a lazy eye, but she's about done, isn't she?
She might be. We'll find out.
With the
Have to wait and see.
redistricting.
You're talking about the redistricting. They may vote her out, huh?
She should be pretty much out of there, dude.
That would be
That's why,
nice.
they're acting
She doesn't belong
crazy.
there at all.
They're acting crazy for these illegals for the darndest reason. They can't vote. Like I told you before, they can't vote.
Yeah.
But when you pile up a bunch of people, a big population in one area, what does that do, James?
They all vote insane.
You got your censorship, your numbers that keeps them from more seats in Congress.
What a mess.
The population is based on the Congress. The seats are based on the population, so they want to pile those people up in there. But they're getting rid of. There's a whole bunch of them leaving. I don't even know what the number is, but I don't know if you knew this or not. There's 4.2 million units with the housing authority occupied by illegals. So that's going to be the next place that they go start doing their mass
deportations, huh? They're going to do a
Right.
sting. I hope so.
I mean, they can. That's an easy place to pick them up is where they live, right? And if they're in public housing, there it is, right there. You got public housing. So public housing records, and you get that, you get them.
Well, thank you for the heads up on this stuff, William in California. Appreciate you,
Take
man.
care.
You too.
Take care.
Bye. So, there is one line open, guys. 888-775-3773. Leave that open, I guess. Oh, Lord. Amy Barrett wrote a memoir. What is Chicago saying? I forget. I don't know if I even covered any of this stuff. Chicago is bracing for the Trump administration's planned increase in federal immigration enforcement that may begin as soon as this week. According to multiple sources, the operation could involve ICE. Nice. Oh, what are there? Illegals over there? Shout out. And Customs and Border Protection. So I guess it's a sanctuary city, and Illinois at large is not a sanctuary state, even though they supposedly elected that governor who's losing weight, I hear, J.B. Pritzker, who is incidentally not Italian, but Jewish, of all things. Called the planned operation disruptive and dangerous. National Guard's going there too. Quote, no one in the administration. Yeah, you don't think your crime that you're letting go out of control is disruptive and dangerous? Please. No one in the administration, the president, or anybody under him has called anyone in my administration or me because we don't need to. Like I'm the Trump administration. So it's clear that in secret they're planning this. Well, it's an invasion with U.S. troops if they, in fact, do that, said he, with his high verbal IQ. If he has high verbal IQ. Probably does, right? Politician, lawyer, liar. I don't know if he's a lawyer. In effort to resist escalating threats from the federal government, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson signed an EO. We already covered this, I think, demanding our greatest president stand down from deploying military forces in the city. What a degenerate. The order also directs city departments to resist, communist buzzword, coordinated efforts from the federal government that violate the rights of Chicagoans. What a phony, huh? There's mass shooting propaganda from the Commie Nonsense Network a month before the mass shooting at the Annunciation Catholic Church and school in Minneapolis that killed 2 children and injured 21 others. Our greatest President Trump administration is cutting funding for programs aimed at identifying potential mass shooters. The grants, which were cut by Trump, were part of $18.5 million in cuts at Homeland Security. Good. Funding programs from the Minnesota Department of Public Safety and Hennepin County Sheriff's Office to assess and manage mass violence threats. You know, the best way the best anti-violence, anti-crime program? Fathers. Real fathers, not lame beta fathers that go along with the trans agenda or gay agenda even. DHS alleged the money went to openly partisan and political organizations. Oh, yeah, I believe that. Pff, you kidding me? Right on. DHS, Department of Homeland Security, for once you do something right. Some politicians say the funding cuts left the state less equipped to prevent such attacks. Well, then stop funding criminal factories known as single mothers. Single mothers and whatever. That young man, I guess it was a breakup situation, right? I don't know if they were married. Regardless, your support and anger. The liberals support anger. The conservatives do too lately. But the liberals support anger. Look at me getting comfortable. Ridiculous. I put my knee up on my, or my foot, whatever. The lawmakers sent a letter to DHS asking the grants be reinstated. The letter referenced a shooting of state lawmakers in June, which was not mass violence. That was just the guy went to one politician's house and then another, incited violence directed at religious groups and threats to schools. Never in our worst nightmares could we have imagined another tragedy occurring so soon, so said Democrat Rep. Betty McCollum. Sounds like a woman. Never listen to her. I don't advise it. Speaking of women to whom you should not listen, this woman, Amy Barrett. I refuse to say her middle name, which is her maiden name, because I don't respect women. Not even my mother. But my mother at least didn't make her. Well, I won't dox. I don't disclose whether she made her maiden name her middle name, but she was born before all that mess started. The court's rule is to respect the choices that the people have agreed upon, not to tell them what they should agree to, says she. Wish I had my water that I usually give to Jesse. And she's right about that, even though she's a liberal rhino. Supreme Court Justice, so-called, Amy Barrett, defending her vote to overturn Roe v. Wade in her new memoir, Listening to the Law, which is said to be published September 9th. I thought that she was talking about the gay agenda. Because remember, people across different states had voted against so-called same-sex marriage and for normal marriage. And when you have to put that to a vote, you've already lost, because the people are so insane that they have to be told that, or you have to make it into a law. It's already gone. You're so lost that it's even a question, is what my point is. It's ridiculous. But Roe v. Wade, the people weren't for abortion, but they forced it down everybody's throats, just like they forced all kinds of crazies, these courts. Like, what's his name has said, I think he used some term for it, some communist term, about these, term from the communist days, from the communist countries, about these judges who write laws. Judges are supposed to interpret the law, not write laws, make up fake laws. But so-called justices have put in redefine marriage. Judges, it's not up to a judge to define marriage in the world, especially when you're going to redefine it to something that it's not. So she wrote a memoir. Lord have mercy. What is she, 40? 50? She's probably 50 something. Amy Barrett, age 53, and she's writing a memoir. Making money. I mean, it's a money-making thing. Shout out, right on. Whatever. But ridiculous. A married mother and an adoptive mother of black children, foreigners, crying with them over Georgia, Florida. Amy, see, isn't that so much better? Amy Vivian was her first and middle name. So it's Amy Vivian Barrett, not Amy Vivian Coney, lame, Barrett. Feminist. The fifth woman. It's already way too many women on the so-called Supreme Court. And you know what, what's her name said about when equality will have been reached? Not when it's equal, not when it's, there's never going to be equal if it's always going to be 9 on the court, so-called Supreme Court, right? Is it 9? That evil woman who died, and we were all sad about it. And Trump gave a nice statement about her. RGB, the notorious RGB, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She said that equality would be when it's all women on the court, because it had been all men on the court. So equality means all women on the court. Tit for tat, evil women stuff. Senseless, faithless, heartless, ruthless. So she replaced Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Should have done a man. Just be shameless about it. But I guess you can't do that because politically speaking, to this woman's point, you have to do what the people will agree to. And the people wouldn't agree to all white men on the court. Even though it would be fun to see Trump shamelessly just do that, because race doesn't matter. And men and women, it doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter if it's all men, all white men. But they have a dark, black, or woman mindset, or POC, wise Latina mindset on the so-called Supreme Court. Embarrassing. You know what? Speaking of Roe v. Wade, have somebody said, you know, I posted something about something. Aborsh. I was talking about aborsh. Are you down with aborsh? Some people are, others not. Have crime stats gone down or up since Roe v. Wade? Aborsh. I say up. I've argued way too much with Kevin Howe over this a couple years ago, maybe. Because Kevin Howe, not a Christian, but he's white, thinks that it has gone down. And Richard Spencer, too, thinks that crime is kept down by aborsh. You abort people. These single mothers are aborting people. And single mothers, we all know, raise bad kids oftentimes per capita. And so that's their argument. But I say, if we didn't have aborsh, then they wouldn't have as much sex out of wedlock because they wouldn't have that option. And they would have probably more babies, I guess, because they're not able to kill them and extract them, which in itself is black on black crime, if we're talking about black aborsh, which happens more per capita. But on top of that, a mother, I've made the point, of course, that a mother sears her conscience and becomes ever more brutal the more brutal things she does. You do something, you become cold and numb. You do something like an abortion, you become colder and number, I suggest. And so you treat the kids that you do have, because many women have abortion after they have already had 1 or 2 or however many. And so they treat those kids even crazier. And then your mother's a murderer, so why shouldn't you be? So I say it increases crime. And on top of that, the out of wedlock stuff, and it's just in general, it's lawlessness. So I think that it wouldn't be as bad. You wouldn't have as heartless of a people if you didn't have them doing heartless things. Notwithstanding that you'd have more blacks in the country. Because more blacks in the country doesn't necessarily mean more crime. Because those more blacks aren't necessarily, yeah, some of them would kill, but some of them wouldn't, or commit crimes. Some of them, it's kind of like a sink or swim thing. When you're forced to be responsible, abortion is a way out of responsibility. But if you're forced to be responsible by not being bailed out, then you're going to be more responsible and you'll maybe be less criminal too. I'm doing a swimming gesture, treading water gesture, sink or swim. So that's my theory. Kevin Howe, I don't think he agrees with me. Richard Spencer also doesn't agree with me, I don't think. What do you think? It's all vanity anyway, because this is all imagination. The reality is they're doing an abortion and they're doing crime. And crime has gone up since 1973. Basic math, more single mother, fatherless children, more crime. Yeah, but what if we defund, let's say we get rid of abortion and get rid of welfare and child support. Get rid of the no-fault divorce. Then it's kind of like if we deport your argument is kind of like if we deport the illegals, then we won't have workers. Well, we deport the illegals, not get rid of, because that sounds like killing, and I'm not for that. But deport them out of the country, and then we end the welfare stuff so that the blacks and the poors, the brokies and super brokies have to go back to work, and they're better built for the fields anyway. And so all will be well. And so same thing with the abortion. If we defund single mothers and abolish abortion, this is all theory. It's never going to happen anyway, right? Unless like some can-do guy like Nick Fuentes gets in there, or Trump. Then if you defund single mothers, you're going to cut off the funding of the raising of criminals. So, right, nice. And deport the babies too. Good idea, Yummo. Anyway, so that was an amusing little side note. It's so never say never. I agree with you. I repent the stag beetle. So just a little fun topic. I know that abortion is an ugly topic, and I do disclaim it, of course. Let's see where we stand. Abortion. Less abortion, less crime? Question mark? Because abortion kind of is a crime if you think about it, and then you do a crime to prevent more crimes from the child, but whatever. So that's the, what was I talking about just now? Where am I? Okay. Let me see what all I covered, because now I'm lost. I like to keep up with what's going on here. I guess it was Amy Barrett. Supreme Court stuff or something. I don't know. Whatever. Let's keep it moving. Let me check to see if American Anchor Baby is set up. YouTube. And Rumble, right? .com/nickstream/live. Lord. Let me just see if that works, whatever that is. Okay, yes. He's coming up soon, guys. American Anchor Baby. He's coming up. And by the way, he's also on Rumble. Rumble.com/ I think that's oh Lord. /American Anchor Baby. Boom. Sweet. So do catch him there. All right. While I'm getting stuff ready, I will get to a caller, but there was a 42-year-old man. I saw this headline, and I just want to comment just merely on the headline. I don't have any details for you. A 42-year-old man is being charged with murder for the death of a Houston boy. Kids, I guess, don't play ding door ditch, especially in these times in which there's a lot of criminals and home invaders and things, you know? So don't ding door ditch. Ding dong ditch? Ding door ditch? Where you ring the bell and then run off. Because it's a mess. All right? It's a big mess. And guys, watch out. Don't defend your homes. too aggressively because you get in trouble. You heard about that guy who chased down those people who were allegedly trying to break in to his vehicle, and then it was he got charged with like murder, I think, or convicted, I think, sent to prison. Be careful. Watch as JLP assigned on Friday, don't overreact to your anger, because it'll get you in trouble. It'll get you in trouble. I knew this guy who is a prideful, showboaty type of a guy, and reminded me of this cop that I saw on TV. This cop who ended up doing in his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. Crazy. And he was like all proud of it, playing proud of it anyway. It's a bad situation. Mama Hake says, I see. All right, so let me get to Stephen in Maryland. How you doing, Stephen?
I'm doing great.
Nice.
I'm doing very well.
Come close to the phone so you come in clearly, please.
I want to catch all this smoke that William want to hand me.
Yeah.
William the Coon. Yeah, he a coon.
All right. You said it twice. No more.
Okay. Wait a minute, I ain't finished. He want to be white too. Why don't you go rub your hand on him? Maybe he turn white.
He already is kind of light skinned. He's part
enough.
white. He's Creole, I believe.
That's not good enough. He still can't go nowhere I can go.
You're living in the past, man. I know you're. How old are you? 88 or 89?
That's right. And my name is Stephen, not Steve.
Oh, well, I didn't catch that he didn't call you
really?
Stephen.
Yeah, it's Stephen, not Steve.
Right on. I'm picky about when I was in kindergarten. No, when I was in preschool, I would not answer to Jimmy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was picky about my name too.
Also, tell William to get his favorite rhyme out. Where men are men and the sheep know it. That's on living on a farm. Tell him to figure that one out.
I'm afraid I won't. I'm afraid to think about what you said.
Well, moving on. Back in the 30s, in the United States, they wanted to have a fascist country. It's going to be turned into a fascist country.
Yeah, because fascism is basically like communism, but not quite as bad as communism. But fascism is a little bit more nationalist, and now everybody's calling me Jimmy Hake in the chat. Fascism is liberal, and so the liberals, kind of liberal anyway, and so the liberals were for fascism. They liked Hitler. He was Time Magazine's Man of the Year a couple of years. You're talking about the 1930s, not the 2030s.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
So, but that's the same thing as communism. The commies and the fascists call each other commie or fascist, and whatever. And then they call us normies commies and or fascists. Mm-hmm. Some of the normies are kind of commies.
It was a Democratic president that brought us out of that. You do know that, don't you?
Brought us out of what? The Depression?
No, out of that too.
A Democrat president brought us out of fascism?
Yeah.
Are you talking about? You're not talking about that fascist communist FDR, are you?
Yeah, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
FDR was a fascist and a communist.
It was not.
Yeah, he was. I'll tell you. I'll prove it to you.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Wikipedia.
Okay. You gonna go to AI?
FDR? No, not AI. I disclaim AI. Fascist. Okay, let me see. Fascist. No. Okay. Communist. Okay, so let me. Okay, I am gonna go to AI. Did people call FDR a fascist? And did they call him? Did other people call him communist? Question mark. Come on, AI, come through for me. Yes, both accusations were made against Franklin D. Roosevelt. Critics on the right labeled him a socialist communist for his New Deal policies, and critics on the left accusing him of fascism for becoming a dictator through centralized power. So yeah, he was a fascist communist, a Nazi commie.
Well, it didn't happen, though, did it?
Yes, it did. We're totally fascist and communist and evil, and not the good kind.
No, we're not.
Yes,
no,
huh?
We're not.
Hake finna make a fool of himself. If they said it, he was it.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, you
They
did.
said
You just don't know it because you're swimming in fascist communism. Homo fascist communism. I guess that's not fascist if it's homo, right? Because fascist has to do with uniting under the country, and we're not united. So take that, caller. Which are you, 88 or 89?
88.
Nice.
Next year, 89.
Right on, man.
And my wife still didn't look like I'd rather have a safety instead of a nose tackle.
Whatever. Yeah. I disclaim and disavow the verbal attacks upon your late wife. May she rest in peace.
Okay. You don't pay no attention to ignorant people.
But he was just being funny. He didn't mean any harm.
Yes, he did.
Well, he meant harm, but he was being funny.
Yeah, he wasn't funny.
Right, but he was being funny is different from being actually funny.
I tell you what, I'd rather have her weigh 175 pounds instead of weighing 125 and 5 feet 11.
Right. You like your women shapely. You're black.
That's right. Got some hips.
It's funny.
And look, all the other people like them too. I see Mark when he said that all we want are the white women. Did I hear him make that statement today?
Who said that?
Mark.
Mark? Oh yeah, because you people, you want our white women.
Yeah, we want y'all white women. Why come all of us different colors coming out of the South?
Oh, because open-minded. I blame the Irish. And maybe are there Jewish people in the South? They tend to mix more per capita as well, I think.
No, it was those poor whites.
No, actually they do. I think it was on American Anchor Baby, that based ADL's Jonathan Greenblatt said that these Jews, his fellow Jews, are mixing too much.
Well, look, I got a thing for you right here. William's father's white and his mother's black.
No, not necessarily. No, now you're making up stuff. You don't know that to be true. Creole were mixed thousands of generations ago, or multiple generations ago, not thousands.
You said it was Creole. That means right now, him.
Yeah, because if you're Creole, both your parents could be Creole, which means that they weren't. It doesn't mean that one was white and one was black.
That's what a Creole is.
No. That means maybe one of the grandparents or great-grandparents.
Hey, plus I got one more thing for you. William blew up his mother's pictures and threw dots at her because she's black.
Is this some type of personal attack on William? I didn't catch what you said.
Oh, no, I ain't saying it's a personal attack. Yeah, it's a personal attack.
Well, you two grown black men using my platform to lodge personal attacks against one another. I don't appreciate it.
I don't either.
Nice.
But I couldn't. He said he want to give me some smoke. So I'm going to give him some smoke back.
Oh, Lord.
I really talking
smoke
about
is nothing.
I was really talking about the fascists, though, back in the 30s.
Okay, right on.
In this country.
Yeah. But the fascists, basically, they were liberal. They were liberals, I think.
Never was. I thought that's what Franklin Delano Roosevelt was, a liberal.
Yeah, he's a liberal communist, though.
A liberal communist.
Yeah. Because liberal is just basically a stepping stone to communism.
Only person I knew back then in the day was a communist was that guy named Lindbergh that flew the plane.
Sounds familiar. Oh, he was a communist?
No, he was a fascist.
Oh, okay, nice. Is that bad or good?
That's good, I guess.
Is it good to
You
be
wanna be a
fascist or is it bad to be fascist?
I don't know.
I guess it depends on the situation.
One.
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
Yeah, because I never lived on a fascist regime.
I'll tell you one thing. The Amador liked fascism, I think. And I think that the founders did too. Because I think even Lincoln liked fascism. Abraham Lincoln, the Lincoln Memorial where he's sitting on that throne or whatever that thing is?
Yeah.
There are fascia, meaning bundle of sticks fastened together. And that a bundle of sticks, I'm chuckling because a bundle of sticks. Anyway, a bundle of sticks together, tied together tightly, are stronger than any single stick itself. And so a nation united is a good thing. That's what some father said about something. Rest in peace.
Oh, okay.
The late, great Amador.
This
call will be recorded.
What?
Oh. But anyway, that's all I call for. Oh, and one more thing about Mark.
So you're pretending that FDR saved us from fascism by sending us into communism?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No.
Thank you. Whew.
No. Who wants to be a communist? That's even worse.
It is. Thank you. At least you know something.
I know a lot.
Right on. Yeah, you do.
I know Mark hates black people.
Oh, Lord.
Why does he always say at the end that black people are out to get white people? We're trying to kill all y'all, exterminate you.
Well, I mean, some of you guys, anyone who hates his brother, and blacks oftentimes hate their white brothers, is a murderer. And so he has a point.
Vice versa, too.
Right, yes.
But I think they kill more black people than white people kill,
What? No, that's not true. No, blacks kill twice as many whites as whites kill blacks. If you're talking about murder statistics.
Are you kidding me?
Raw numbers. I'm not kidding. I looked it up. It's on the internet. FBI. Not that the FBI has complete numbers.
I don't believe that one.
Well,
but what about all the people in Africa? They black.
Well, we're talking about in America, right? So.
In America?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
That's even worse. What about all those slaves they kill?
We're talking about every single year, buddy. We're talking about present day. We barely lynched like 3,000 of you guys. Maybe 4,500.
30,000?
It was barely anything. And it was because you guys had done stuff to people, allegedly.
What did we do? What could a slave do to a white man?
Like a rape or a murder or stealing a cow, which can be
Are
deadly.
You crazy?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, right. But ain't no way in the world. That's what I was saying. Ain't no black man gonna rape a white woman and know what's gonna happen to him. That's crazy.
But sometimes you can't help yourself.
I would help myself. Anybody got common sense knows what's gonna happen to you if you do this.
Well, everybody doesn't have. People get detached from their common sense when they're in the mood. Sometimes. Did you see that footage on the Jesse Lee Peterson show? That 13-year-old skinny young man who grabbed the rear end of that 78-year-old white lady on her porch?
No, I don't listen to Jesse Peterson anymore.
That's called he doesn't have common sense.
He's stupid. He's only 13. He just got off the clock.
Right. He's lucky he's only 13, I guess.
That'd be stupid. Why would he do that?
Because he's in the mood.
I mean, what that old lady gonna do for him?
That's what he wants to find out. You're missing out. You're skipping the Jesse Lee Peterson show. You should start listening, man. Come back into the fold.
No, I don't want to listen to Jesse Peterson.
Okay, well, you love your hell, I guess.
Because I don't like cons, you know.
You should learn to like us, Toms.
I don't like cons. C-O-N, cons. That's why I don't like Trump. He's a con man.
Con. C as in con. Oh, con artists.
Right, con artists, right.
Well, you better learn to like the cons because you've been conned into thinking that you don't like cons when you've embraced the cons and you're rejecting the people waking you up out of the con.
Very good, Hank. Very good.
Very fun talking with you, man. Much respect to you. I hope I live as long and happy and healthy as you.
I got just get yourself a good woman, you'll be all right.
All right.
Tell William to get one too.
You got any grandkids?
I got great grandkids.
Nice.
You
got any granddaughters?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, 5 and 5.
Are they only a quarter white, or are they only a quarter white, or are they half or 3/4 white? I'm trying to shoot my shot with your granddaughters. I better go, Stephen and Marilyn. You're making me blush.
Don't blush.
All right, take care, man.
That mean you're going to turn red?
Huh?
Does that mean you're going to turn red?
Turn red, yeah. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens when you blush and you're white. You turn red.
You'll be an Indian.
Yep.
You go, woo, 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 woo.
I might be part Indian, but that might be an old wives' tale. Take care, Stephen. I got to run.
Okay. Talk to you later.
You too. Bye. Beautiful Maze in the sundown town of Dayton, Ohio. Thank you, Maze.
Hello, James.
Hey.
How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm marvelous as always.
Good.
But I was wondering about something.
All right.
I need your help.
Yes.
And when you hear Caucasians talk about Larry Elder, Walter Williams, and all those people, but they never talk about Armstrong. They never talk about Colin Powell. What's wrong with that picture?
Who is Armstrong? Is that a black guy?
Armstrong Williams. He has his own TV show. His own TV. Yes. And he owns a whole lot of stuff. And he's a deep, deep Republican. But you always hear about the broke ones that's writing books and stuff and filling people's heads up with nonsense.
Well, Clarence Thomas, I don't think he's broke.
I didn't say Clarence Thomas was broke. They don't mention him that much either.
Well, I for one, really love, because he's a man of few words, which is to say he's a real man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was for a woman to discern what a real man was.
No, women are not discerning on that note.
But laughing with us.
Yes.
It's a difference between laughing at somebody and laughing with people.
I know. I laugh at people and say, we're laughing with you, not at you.
It's strange when you hear people all want to talk about war all the time and no peace, and then they may put God in the middle of it. I don't understand that. Why do that happen?
Can you give me an example?
Like, for instance, you want to talk about somebody blowing up something or going to war with people and all this kind of stuff, but nothing peaceful. So why do you people do that?
You people? Me people?
I didn't say you. I said, why do people do that?
Oh, why do people do that?
Because you're getting all bouncing up and down in the chair. What's nothing? And then I have another one for Mark.
I don't understand your question about war and...
I said evil people want to war all the time, and I always talk about somebody going to war and doing different evil things to people.
Who are you talking about? What war?
Peaceful people don't talk about ships being ready to fight and all of that stuff.
Oh, okay. Now you're talking about... You're talking about another caller who talked about the ships getting ready for to put a clamp down on Venezuela.
What's supposed to be so great about that?
I don't think that he's talking about... He's not clamoring for war when he brought up that point.
Does it sound like... That's why I asked you to help.
Maduro is the one who's trying to clamor for war and try to intimidate America.
But and then again, you choose your people who you like. Now, when Art, you remember when Art used to call?
Beautiful Artie Art from
And that was his favorite.
Ohio?
That was his favorite person at one time. Shout out to Art. Shout out to Art. I like Art. Couldn't stand Art when he came to something where they disagreed with things. So you schizophrenic.
Who couldn't stand Art?
He got mad with Art because Art was saying what he wanted to hear. That's what Caucasians do.
Which person got mad at Art? I did?
Mention a name. Whoever did it, they know.
I don't remember. I remember Art and I disagreed. Well, I feel like Art misunderstood me when I said that the Second Amendment is gone. That you have to live as though because when I mean that the Second Amendment is gone, I mean that there's entrenched in our government is people who do not respect the Second Amendment. So people will go to jail over their Second Amendment or even get killed over it. So you just have to live in the world in a sensible way if you value your life. Because sometimes you have to value, sometimes it's more sensible to value your life over valuing the Second Amendment.
And then sometimes you have to value God's word instead of the evil stuff that come out of people's mouth. And that wasn't the problem. Because Art in the end letter, that's the person that got upset.
But Art still, I think he still loves and
He
appreciates.
might be still around, and
he
might
still
be
loves
down.
and appreciates everybody. He's just being quiet right now. I believe that God told him to be quiet, so he's being quiet right now, which is awesome. People should be quiet sometimes.
You're going to tell a whole lot of people to be quiet, and you're going to put a whole lot of people in the place, too. But anyway,
you know Clarence Thomas is a quiet man.
I was going to ask you, James, about Clarence Thomas. Do you think Mark upset with him because he divorced his black wife and married the other lady?
I didn't know. What? This is the first time ever hearing anything like that. So Clarence, according to Mays, which may be true, I don't know. Clarence Thomas was married to a black woman, and he divorced a black woman to get with Ginny Thomas, the beautiful white
that crazy
wife.
Woman that used to be on here.
Crazy for the truth.
Yeah, what truth? She need to be sent in jail.
God's truth.
But anyway, so as I say.
Did you know that JLP has been on Ginny Thomas's show many times?
She's been on this one too before. Remember when she tried to get y'all to go to Washington?
Nice.
And then when 50 people show up? So
I don't remember this.
I know, you got a short memory.
But sometimes the small crowd is the best crowd.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then your
it's
other
not
one.
Quantity, it's quality. Things that draw huge crowds, oftentimes they're no good.
Whatever you say.
Yeah.
But anyway, as I say tomorrow,
Alabama
black snake in his family, and he didn't like it.
Who? What?
Alabama black snake got into Mark's family, and he didn't like it.
Oh, Lord. You're just making up stuff. You're speculating. No, that's mess. You don't know Mark. Mays doxed Mark. Newsflash. Give me a break.
And then when it comes to my raping people, he shouldn't even put that in his mouth. Somebody in the 40s and the 50s. Black women didn't have a choice. The ones that now, they got a choice.
About what? About aborsh?
No, about who they want to be with.
Oh.
Through the men.
So black women didn't get to choose which black guy they wanted to be with?
That's not what I'm discussing.
What are they talking about?
Back in the day when people like Mark then were raping people.
Mark,
because
Mark,
he's in Atlanta.
People like Mark never ard anybody. Mark is an upstanding Christian man.
He was in the Klan. He's going to be just like Asmador. Things he did.
Asmador, Mark, and the Klan, they didn't go around R-ing people.
But would you say he would still be alive today if he wouldn't have did something stupid? Probably.
Everybody does something stupid.
We're knowing that like that.
Yes, huh?
So just like I said, I'm still wondering. Mark can stay upset with himself. And then you always talk about slavery. After slavery, black people had their own towns.
Right.
And they were doing very well. So why did they get burned up? Since he always talking about something being burnt down. And they were running them very well. Didn't need nobody but themselves. And guess what came in between and split it? That's what I want y'all to figure out.
I lost track of what you're saying.
When black people had their own towns, they had their own land, and they had everything that they ever wanted. And who came in and messed it up because of jealousy?
The carpetbaggers, the integration, civil rights, evil people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Am I right?
No.
Oh.
So stick with that one, and you have a good day. And tell your fellows, your two fellows, tell your three, because the other one gonna come in here with that screaming everybody and your mama with his bright self. He's lost too. Rick,
yeah.
I'm wondering how long it's going to take for the other.
I noticed that you always have to take your pot shots.
No, I'm going to tell you, we're going to be upset with Rick just like he was upset with Art. Let Rick say something that's not making him happy.
Let me finish.
He's going to get them too. That's all it takes.
Let me finish.
Like one of your hosts.
Maze.
So it's nice to chat with you and laugh with you and have fun.
I know, but you're not letting me chat back.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You always take your pot shots at the blacks who love whites.
Well,
why is that?
There's nothing wrong with them loving, but they gotta bow down and get all of that stuff and lie.
But when has Rick ever lied? You didn't prove Rick lied ever.
Rick, everything that come off Fox, Rick come over here and tell us about it. Because he can't go no further. He was riding the yellow bus.
What's wrong with the yellow bus? Oops, I spit.
Let him explain to people riding the yellow bus.
Jules Verne says, until Mays can admit cities only ever have... Wait, Mays.
Oh,
I don't know if you hear me. Until Mays can admit cities only ever have one mayor at a time, I can't listen to anything she says Jules Verne.
Cities have one mayor, the suburbs, and all of them in the same states, they all have mayors. And so, as I say, tell them stop threatening people. That's how they do some of them in the chat room, threatening people with these code words. I can read those too, and I understand what they are.
Oh, like what type of... Give me an example of a code word.
I don't need to be hung with a rope. I don't need to be shot at, and I don't need to be doing all this stuff that they're trying to code. So tell them to have a good day.
Well, I completely disclaim and disavow stuff like that, but I don't think that that's what anybody's talking about.
They try to... See, that's why if you got Caucasians in your family, you understand how you do stuff. If you don't have them in there, you don't understand nothing. You go around and be ignorant all day and all year and all your life.
All right.
So have a good one.
You too, Maze.
It's nice to laugh with you.
Yeah, it is fun.
And it's funny to laugh at other people like Saturday Night Live. Have a good one.
You too. Bye. Beautiful Maze, my favorite caller. I used to say that jokingly, but now she might be sometimes sort of a favorite. It's, interesting. Comic relief, I don't know. But let me check for any super chats. Thank you guys, you supporters. Jules Verne, Dolphin Spirit 22, Buddy 1205, Old Saucy, Pastor Chatelet, raiding the stream. That was fun. Yesterday, it was a holiday. Oh, Quartus 41, and I saw Nightwave Radio. What's up, what's her name? Charlie Church, or Chutch, as Anchor Baby says. Misses my bad music. I know. Let me double check over on the coffees. Thanks again, Aries 1 and Cesar or Caesar. Very interesting stuff. That's funny. Thank you guys over here, over there, over everywhere. What's up, Rita, over on the Facebook crew? I have a minute and a half left. I'm tempted to do this. Here, let's do this real quick. Oh, yeah, of course, Obama posted about Labor Day. Pfft, commie. Typical commie. I wonder if I X. I don't have time for this. I have less than a minute to go. I don't have time. But anyway, he posted about Labor Day history, something dumb. This is refreshing. Let me turn this off real quick. Cerno posted this. Oh, no, what did I just do? Oh, I know why. He posted this about Bernie Sanders. Bernie, you were a senator for 40 years. What happened to you? What happened under your watch? Go cry on some podcast. No one real takes you seriously. Talking to Bernie Sanders, who pretends like he cares about the health of the American people at risk because of RFK Jr. What a phony, huh? Phony Bernie. He was always a fake. People pretend he's real. People pretend he's honest just because he's openly communist or socialist. I got to get out of here. Peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts. Adios, America, as Ann Coulter wrote. Take care. American Anchor Baby. Up next. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.